This show contains spoilers and swearing. Merry Christmas!
Scroodenzitenzoo, everybody, Merry Christmas and welcome to the Book of Noel. This is what it's all about. This episode right here is why all of this exists. So this is an offshoot of the Book of Nowt. I'm sure you know that by now. This is going to be our last one. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name's Joe. I'm joined by Conal, Sazzie, and Lizzy.
Hello.
Yeah, good, isn't it? So, we've got this one last film to do. It is The Holiday from 2006. I should have written that one down. I think it's 2006.
Yeah, it is.
It's become a bit of a Christmas standard, a bit of a sleeper hit, this one. We are going to do, as we've done so far, one synopsis and then one conopsis. And we're going to do our synopsis with Sazzie.
In a world where Cameron Diaz makes movie trailers for a living and Kate Winslet works for the Telegraph, two successful beauties can't find love, have no friends, and decide to swap lives at Christmas. That's The Holiday.
It's The Holiday. And Conal with your
Synopsis.
Right, strap in because I think this is the longest one I've written.
Okay.
Looking at it, I'm like, it's a bit long, is that? But so is the film, so tough shit.
And it's our YouTube channel podcast thing, so we can do what we want. Go on.
Yeah, all right.
And if it's crap, I'll just cut out the rubbish bits.
Thanks. Oh, you're my ghost of editing.
Present.
Edit this bit. Yeah. Cameron Diaz is a confident movie trailer director who cannot cry. The other woman is a Tory who has low self-esteem and is cross-knobbing someone called Jasper, who's engaged to someone else. One night, they both get so down that they decide a holiday's in order. They swap houses and spend Christmas on the other side of the planet to their own. This is particularly strange for Winslet because she has a brother that she's pretty close to, don't mention it to him, and a dog that she fails to mention to Cameron Diaz.
Just leaves the fucking dog.
Yeah. Once they land in their holiday destinations, it's mad. Winslet's jumping on beds and using phones and eating crap and renting videos. And Diaz drink drives someone else's car around a town she doesn't know and sings Mr. Brightside at the top of her lungs. And takes care of at least one dog shit throughout the whole stay. She must have been picking up dog shit left, right, and centre during this holiday. Late at night, a mysterious man pisses all over the garden and front door, and whilst begging for more booze. And it turns out it's Jude Law, and Diaz goes all gooey and gets him booze right away. Meanwhile, Winslet is knocking about in LA like she fits in. She meets an old man who worked in the films, and God, does he let us know about it. He's banging like, the movies, I fucking did movies. Yeah, did you? Whatever. He introduces the world to Meet Cutes, where two people who are going to shag meet for the first time in a film. Then we see one live and in real life when she meets Jack Black, who gouges her eyes out. Whilst talking about Ennio Morricone, the best line in any film ever, that.
Did you compose this?
This?
It's beautiful.
Yes, I did. I wrote this. No, I didn't. I wish I did. It's the great Ennio Morricone.
That's Ennio Morricone.
Morricone.
Fantastic. Well done, Jack. Really brings it to the table there with that. Jack Black is obsessed with music and tries to push it on people all the time, like forcing Kate to play keyboards and stuff until he's happy with the performance. And in the video shop, Scroodenzitenzoo and all that.
Roodle-dee-doo and Scroodle-dee-doo, Roodle-dee-doo, Sassy.
He's trying to tell you that the music's the best bit of the film, but, Jurassic Park without dinosaurs, Jack, is just a shit film with some music on it. Music is good, sure. It's not the best bit. The dinosaurs, Jaws, the big bit, the good bit's the best bit. Over the pond, things are looking good for Jude and Cameron, who have done it at least twice by now. In the UK, Diaz works out that it's just his kids ringing him. And he's actually a nice guy because his wife's dead rather than like dumping anyone or, you know, sleeping about or whatever. So he's actually a nice guy. Widower trumps ex. So, and then he does Mr. Napkin Head.
Oh, my name is Mr. Napkin Head.
And he does that all the time. It's his go-to trick. He takes first dates, he takes a napkin with him. If they go bowling or cinema or whatever, he whips a napkin out. Napkin Head. I wish I'd set myself up with a napkin now because it's the best thing ever. Long story short, they all end up back in England for a good old knees up. They push this day to like New Year's, which is a few days after, with no permanent solution. It's just like maybe after about 5 days I'll be bored here. I don't know what's going to happen after that. It's your basic grass is greener, attempt suicide, swap your house, fuck someone's brother, rent videos, meet cute, and feed someone else's dog kind of story. It's way too long, but kind of worth it for the Napkin Head bit. Jude Law, Jack Black, especially the Zoo bit. And then it's like watching Tenacious D, but instead of like being on stage, it's just a truly funny man in a film.
Accidental boob grace.
Right, where we're going to start with all this. The Telegraph. So she works for the Telegraph. That's good.
And I'm meant to feel sorry for her.
She gets what's coming to her. But, you know, they're not your employers, are they, Lizzy?
Mutual friends who like
Kate Winslet's character, she is in a what's the word I'm looking for? Unrequited love situation. She loves Jasper, who also works at the Telegraph, and she buys him a Christmas gift. He doesn't get her out. No point, is there? Waste.
You stinker.
And then it's announced that he's engaged to another co-worker. That's her, you know, her motivation to go to America for Christmas. It's weird, I think, because it's a Christmas film, but it's not Christmassy at all. There's very little Christmas stuff, to the point where I kind of did the maths. Jude Law introduces his daughters to Cameron Diaz. That's Christmas Eve. He spends the next day with Cameron Diaz shagging, leaving his daughters at home.
What, on Christmas Day?
On Christmas Day.
Also, where were they when he was banging on his sister's door?
Yeah.
There's a fart in the middle of the night.
it does say later that they're at his parents for
Oh,
that
right.
bit, because I wrote a big diatribe about what a crap dad he was, and then I deleted it all. But you're right, Christmas Day though, I mean, I guess it's not really a day for kids, is it?
It's a day for shagging the woman from The Mask.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's always been my family motto. So
In Latin.
of course. But
I love lines like the kids say to Cameron Diaz when she comes around for dinner, I suppose. She says, "Oh, we never have any girls to play with." What about Kate Winslet? You fucking aunt.
your auntie.
Yeah.
It's like the relationship.
Too busy trying to kill herself.
Yeah, where were you?
Yeah.
Is she neglecting them too, just because she's so in love with Rufus Sewell she can't see anything? Just like she goes to LA on holiday and doesn't leave the effing house. Like I have never been to LA. I think I'd both love it and hate it, which is why I can't go. But you know, you'd go to Man's Chinese Theatre, right? You'd Google and find where's the best Mexican food in the city. You wouldn't.
I'm sure there's things to do in LA.
Yeah, like one or two.
Once you've met
Certainly
Arthur
more than
Rabbit.
Blockbuster. What are you going to rent a video for? Something. Go to a bar.
Have you seen her DVD collection?
Yeah,
Why
why are
do
you
you
going
go
to
to Blockbuster?
Blockbuster? I'm definitely I definitely would befriend an old man because of course. But you know, I'd do a few things. Universal Studios, Disney, something.
Sazzie, that's because you're the leading lady in your own life.
Do you know what, Lizzie? That's the nicest thing anybody has ever said to me.
So they really set the agenda at the beginning. Cameron Diaz breaking with her fella, who's suitably a lying shit, you know, shagging his secretary and lies about it all. I just like the very clear agenda setting that they pepper this film with, because she says, "Why does it bug you so much that I cannot cry?" Almost like looking to the camera as she says it. Conal, tell me about Jack Black. What does he do?
He's amazing. He likes talking about Ennio Morricone.
Ennio Morricone.
Wicked. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, he's just a guy who writes music for films. Is it? It's films or adverts or something. It's all the same, innit? And yeah, he falls in love with Kate Winslet, but he doesn't want to really. He wants someone that he feels is punching above his weight to get. That's what he's after. He's like, I want 10 out of 10, really. I'm hanging on for 10 out of 10. All right, fine, Kate, whatever. We'll do. That's what he's like.
But that's what he is like. It is that, I deserve better. And it's better. And it's nice when they're, and it's sexy when they're mean to me.
Someone should have said to him, she's in Titanic, he'd have jumped on that. He'd have been, all right. Titanic, great film.
The great John Williams.
That's I wish that was me. That's the great Celine Dion.
And also a doodly-doo. A scroodly-doo, is it? I didn't know it.
I love Jack Black, but I find him repellent in this, particularly the scene where he goes and dumps his girlfriend finally because she's awful, runs into the theatre, kisses Kate Winslet, and then says, "By the way, I've never been to England." It's like, oh, back off. like it's so desperate. And then she's like, "Yeah, all right."
But I think everyone in this film is desperate. Like that's, there's that whole bit that Cameron Diaz and Jude Law's sexy banter is, oh, I think I'm shit at sex and foreplay's overrated. Just shove it in me. Like, what? And then he's like, oh, so he says something about, oh, that red bikini that opens up in the back. What, like all bikinis? Like everybody in this film
describes a bikini.
Everyone in this film is so like just desperate for love,
Yeah.
And anything. I look at it so practically, and they're like, oh, okay, we're drunk, we want to swap houses. Great, fine, do that. People do that, fine. You didn't clean your house before you left. You bought a plane ticket last minute from London to LA.
That must have cost a fortune, more than a wedding correspondent at the Telegraph can afford. Let's put it that way.
Wedding correspondent.
Yeah.
I looked at the IMDb for this one.
Yeah.
And I just looked at some of the trivia bits. Did you know that this film was specifically written with Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jude Law, and Jack Black in mind?
Really?
Yeah. So they got all four of the big names.
They had a rotten time filming it. I know that apparently the director's quite demanding, and she would do 50 takes when 10 would do. And apparently it wasn't a particularly enjoyable shoot. Yeah. But it's interestingly, it's the writer and director are the same person. You mentioned there, Sazzie, that line about I think foreplay is really overrated. I would have bet the farm that this was written by a man. I was so surprised. Shut up. This sounds like what's his bloody name? Richard Curtis writing for women like he's never met one. But lo and behold, sometimes
and then the response to that is like, oh, so you're interesting.
What? What? I'm really into blowies, all right?
It's like, I know that this film is really tropey in that, as you mentioned, that first scene where Rufus Sewell gets engaged to another colleague in the office. Well, that happens in Bridget Jones's Diary. That's the whole thing. And then the whole oh yeah, I'm shit at sex, and actually just wang it in, it's fine. That's that whole cool girl, gone girl trope thing. It's yeah, but but at least when Gone Girl was written, that was sort of a parody of that. It was saying this is a terrible idea, and a lot of women do this because we feel we have to. But this is oh, interesting.
You really ring my bell.
I could be a murderer.
I can go and drive. Sorry, I did nick that joke off you, Sazzie.
No, it's fine.
I mean,
There's like a cover version that joke because you credited who the original artist was.
It sounds more grotesque the more times you hear it, so I don't mind. Everybody, please continue to pile on. But no, it's upsetting. It made me genuinely angry because one woman's like this sad little moppet who needs an old man to tell her to be the leading lady in her own life, and like has to give her films to watch with powerful bantery women in them to like get her out of her sad sackdom. And then the other woman's this like, oh, I'm a millionaire, I'm super successful, but I'm gonna fuck some random dude who threatens to piss on the doorstep, who's not gonna go down on me first, and is willing to do it in his sister's bed. What is this?
He does look like Jude Law in it, though. He looks just like Jude Law.
Listen, I have been charmed and smarmed into bed by several posh boys in white shirts, but it's never worth it, particularly if, as we've said, you're happy for him to just wang it in completely aridly. Trying to find different ways to say it.
Aridly. Merry Christmas, everyone. Who do we think the most annoying character is? And
Kate
why is it
Winslet.
Cameron Diaz?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about Cameron Diaz. Them two.
Who did you say first, Con?
I said Kate Winslet. But yeah, I think Cameron Diaz is more annoying, actually.
It's weird, though, because I think all four of the main characters have something annoying about them, but they also have kind of redeeming stuff about them. You know, I do keep watching it. I watch it every year. It's got something in its makeup. I can't quite put my finger on that I do quite like. And I'd like about the characters. They are capable of shitty moments, but I'm always rooting for Jude Law and Cameron Diaz by the end of it. I've no idea why.
Though?
I don't know. I'm just an old romantic who likes arid love.
It's very unexpected, and even though I know what's coming, I'm still surprised by some of it, and some of that's in a really good way. Some of it I'm like, oh, that's surprisingly charming, or that suggests it hints at a life outside of this film, which none of the other films we've watched do, and I like that. I'm like, they could have cut that because it's not relevant, but it is kind of. It does tell you something about that character, and that's kind of interesting. And sometimes it's really weird and jarring, and you're like, that doesn't work at all. But I forgive that because it feels like an attempt to flesh them out. And maybe 4 characters to flesh out plus an old man is too many, and maybe that's where it falls down a bit. But because I don't,
we need the old man. He's the heart for me. He's the heart, because you're asking who the most annoying character. They're all annoying.
Yeah.
And what annoys me the most about the males characters is that they lack sauce. They're so sauceless. But then these two smoke shows are like falling over themselves with these two douchebags. Jack Black literally takes Kate Winslet to Blockbuster and, you know, then performs film themes from some of the most famous films of all time. It's like every woman has been on a date with a guy who's like, oh my God, have you seen like, oh shit, now I can't think of the film I was going to say.
Seven Samurai by Kurosawa.
Have you seen Pi? Like, it's a real like mindfuck, like black and white, and it's like, yes, dude, because I'm alive. I mean,
I'd like it that same day if he was going, have you seen Driving Miss Daisy? Scroodenzitenzoo, Scroodenzitenzoo.
Roodle-dee-doo, scroodle-dee-doo.
It's just such a misunderstanding of what British women like. The idea for me of a man doing singing, scatting in a public place. Like, what are you meant to do with your face while a man like, I know she laughed, and that's quite generous, but I would just be like frozen in
hiding behind Dustin Hoffman. Oh, make it stop, Dustin.
God, I forgot about Dustin Hoffman.
Can't go anywhere.
Who do you owe a favor to, Dustin? You've won so many Oscars. You're amazing. You're Dustin Hoffman, and you're in this bitch. It's incredible.
Oh, I forgot about Dustin Hoffman.
I like where the two leads, Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet, are communicating over chat, some kind of MSN chat ripoff, and they're saying, like, they're just testing the water where the other one lives, and it's just very convenient that one says technically London, even though it's massively not. But she essentially says London and then goes LA. I just really like it. She went, I'm from London. She went, oh, cool. Never been to London. Where are you from? Leeds. I've got to look after my dog. Sorry. He needs me.
It's weird as well because Cameron Diaz acts like the house is terrible the whole way through. And I much prefer that house. I think the whole reason people like The Holiday is actually for that house. Like that's the thing you think of when you think of it.
I'm going to let you guys into something, some behind the curtain, industry gossip. I was talking to someone after I finished my job the other day about what we're doing here. And I mentioned the Holidays one that we're doing. Goes, oh, I lived in the village it was filmed. Like, really? Yeah. I went to the set every day when I was about 10. It's just a facade. It's just like it's a facade built to look like a house. And he said there's nothing behind it. Yeah. It's just and that broke my heart. I want Rose Hill Cottage to really exist.
Are we going to talk about the bit where Jude Law's crying, or are we just glossing over that? Because that, oh my God, he's such a good bit.
Graham!
The best bit of business in the whole film, right at the end, they're all dancing to a shitty version of Al Green when they couldn't just get Al Green's version. Cameron Diaz is doing some annoying like that dancing. Jude Law comes in like that.
Yeah.
That means Christmas has started for me.
Yeah.
It really does. Now I can just relax. Yeah, man. And I also like with Kate Winslet, she goes to LA and she's like, went, ooh, out the window, like, ooh, and they've got like Isaac Beach Boys playing over the top. Yeah, looks out the window and goes, oh, look at that. And it's just a bush. She just points to a bush. It's a nice bush.
I think we've also missed out. I talked a lot about the inaccuracies in Christmas Land. But also, could we take some time to talk over
What part of England are you from?
Oh, Surrey.
Cary Grant was from Surrey.
No, flipping wasn't.
Bristol, dickhead. I like that Cameron Diaz thinks that driving on the left-hand side of the road is the problem. When I think maybe driving at a 60 in a 30 zone might be a problem there.
What, when you're hammered in the snow?
Getting pissed up in the snow, like, have you ever driven before, Cameron? Because you shouldn't be allowed.
Has she ever drunken before? Choking on my alibi.
Every time I watch this film, I find a new thing that perplexes me. And I kind of love that about it because it's sort of endlessly critiquable. But this time it was the car thing because, so Cameron Diaz cannot get a taxi to drop her within half a mile of this cottage for reasons I don't quite understand. He will only drop her the other side of a woodland. And then she kind of stumbles through in her white jeans or whatever. Where is Kate Winslet's car parked? Is that miles away? Is that at the brother's house? Like where? I know it doesn't matter, but also it does matter.
Yeah, it does matter.
It does matter. And he says, sorry, love, can't turn around on this road. You got to walk here on your own. And then at the end, he picks her up facing the other way in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's because British people are chippy assholes. That's what that's showing.
I like when Jude Law, they've just had their night of passion, the first night of passion. They're all a bit hungover. He says, look, maybe for whatever reason you decide to stay. I'm having a drink with some friends at the local. Come along. It's like, can you imagine being one of those friends, though, that you've arranged to have a drink with Jude Law? It's like, who's this? Why is she dancing to the Killers like that? You always do this, Jude. Where are your kids? This is mad. Yeah.
Listen,
I
I know
her,
you.
but sure, bring her along. I haven't seen you for 6 months. Yeah.
Dude, you've been mourning. We know that you're in mourning. We know that, you know, losing your wife is really difficult, but we're actually really concerned about you. You're making some really strange choices.
Yeah.
Also, can you stop pissing on your sister's doorstep?
You've got a cow, for God's sake.
I mean, he knew it wasn't his sister, but he still demanded to be let in, and she let him in. Rather, you know, he could be a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
She'd rather be killed than potentially he have a bit of a piddle on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Which to me makes her the most British character in it. Entirely what you do.
We're giving Cameron Diaz quite a hard time for the choking on your alibis, but Kate Winslet playing air guitar said, "Do you want to be my girl?" She's playing air guitar with the pillow. It's like you could see that's a directorial. It's like, why didn't you pick up the pillow and just rock out with it? It's so.
And the thing is, you say
the
director was like a stickler for doing loads and loads of takes.
Yeah.
The embarrassment behind both of those once is bad enough. Imagine having to do that 50 times. By the end of it, you would be like, choking on my alibis.
Oh man!
Pulling the fucking shit out of this pillow. I think that it's all just a big build up to Mr. Napkin Head, really. Oh, when that happened,
You've got a funny accent.
Brilliant, isn't it?
But don't smoke because it's bad for you.
It's fall off your chair funny, that kind of thing.
But it is unexpected.
Yeah,
that's the word.
Saying something, yeah.
Because I'd seen it before, and then I watched it again for this, and I had forgotten about that. And you guys, Conal and Joe, were in our, you know, here's a peek behind the curtain. We've got a WhatsApp group, guys. We're in the WhatsApp group talking about Mr. Napkin Head, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Only for it to appear and then go, oh, that's what, oh, fuck.
It's good, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, Joe
really
refers
not.
to us collectively as napkin heads. That is who we are.
I don't. I've gone from being the most, you know, having the most lovely thing said to me by Lizzy earlier to never being more insulted in my life.
I like that you're thinking, what is this napkin head thing? What is this napkin head thing? The logo for our WhatsApp group is a picture of Mr. Napkin Head.
I don't look at things. It could have been an inside joke between the two of you. I'm fully aware that, you know, no matter how long we work together, I'm always going to be on the outside. I'm not a Deeney. It could have been some family
And with
thing.
that attitude, you never will be. One thing I noticed is, and this is what I noticed this year's viewing of the holiday, you know, they have the Passover
The Seder, yeah.
Yeah, with so you've got Arthur Abbott and his two mates, two extra elderly Jewish people, and Jack Black comes in, he's Jewish as well, and Kate Winslet's having a lovely time. They're all getting hammered, talking about the old times, old town Hollywood, and they have their kind of first time where something, a frisson of maybe this could be something more. Jack Black and Kate Winslet just at the door, he's got his chicken in the swan foil thing that Americans seem to fucking love.
No, they love that, don't they?
The wind happens. It goes outside. The wind happens, and I realised Jack Black's walking towards his car. Jack Black is hammered.
Don't blow away.
Oh, the drink driving in this film, they do not give a shit about that. Like Cameron Diaz goes to a shop and just gets hammered in the shop and then drives home.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Richard Curtis-esque, very laboured voiceover at the beginning from Kate Winslet, which is all about what love is, because I think Nancy Myers had just seen Love Actually and was like, oh, yeah. I particularly like the bit where it cuts to a picture of Jack Black and she goes, love is blind. I was like, that's such a neg. I know he's no Jude Law, but he's got a certain charm.
I was going through the credits and I noticed that, you know, that woman at the very beginning who Jude Law eye shags in the pub. That gives it there.
No, I don't remember.
Her name.
Oh, that was good, Joe. I like that.
Do it again, Joe. I wasn't looking.
Do it again.
Well, it was a.
I shag.
Oh my god!
like
I don't
that
think
phrase
I've
as well.
ever. I've never wanted you more, Joe.
We're all
got
pregnant
eye
now.
shagged.
All of
We
us.
all got eye shagged.
Her name's Bundle. Bundle Williams. That's fun, isn't it?
That is cute.
Bundle. Actors get up to all sorts, don't they?
It would be a story, be like, but when I was, my name's actually Arabundle, but when I was a kid, my brother couldn't say it, so he would call me Bundle.
I just can't believe they would have a Christmas party in the office while people are still working.
Yeah.
They're like, come on, Iris,
Yeah.
you've done that thing. Get back to your.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing at the party, which is at your desk?
We
They should have
used to-
sacked her, really, leaving it that late. Get it done.
Get it done, Iris. Sort your
Lazy.
life out.
Now, would you
what-
call my shirt a nice red or a Scorsese red? Sorry, what are you saying, Sazzie?
Does it matter?
She goes on this dream holiday to Surrey. She's there reading books, drinking wine, drink driving. She thinks, I'm going to stick a bit of Little Britain on. Why not? That Lou and Andy are so fresh.
Computer says no. Only get in the
It's mad,
village.
isn't it? I
It's
like
all
when they-
good stuff. I once had a Christmas party at my house, and I invited a few friends around. Joe was there. A friend, Will, was there. And my friend Joe was there. And then there was loads of other people as well. And I hung around with all those. And them three siphoned off into the living room and put the holiday on. And after about 10 minutes, I came into the room and Will had paused it and was turning to my friend Joe and went, "So Joe, what do you think of it so far?" After like 10 minutes.
10 minutes in, what are you thinking of it,
Yeah.
Joe?
Like, are you enjoying this so far? It's good, isn't it?
What did he say?
Yeah. What's that? Sorry.
Did he enjoy it?
Oh
He was
yeah.
loving it. I think we haven't talked about Jasper enough. Jasper's amazing. He goes all the way to LA to carry on the "I don't want to lose you, babe." He's brilliant.
Red bikini.
I mean, it's
Bikini.
red bikini. It's
I don't want to lose you, babe.
like Rufus Sewell is so good looking, but in a truly evil way. Like there's
Yeah.
there's no getting around it. His best parts are smarmy shits. And I think a lot of women and men will have had somebody in their life that likes to keep you close by because they like the attention and they enjoy the flattery. And yeah, maybe they would if they were millionaires fly to LA to give you a book.
It's not even a book. His own script.
On Christmas Day, isn't it? As well, like
We talk about gumption. Jasper's got gumption. I love it.
He knew that his time was nearly up. He had to pull out something big.
Yeah.
I've got 2 words. Mr. Napkin Head. 3 words. Sorry.
So are you saying? Oh, I was just gonna ask if I've forgotten that Jude Law and Kate Winslet were brother and sister. I was just gonna say if he'd pulled out the Mr. Napkin Head with Kate Winslet,
Yeah.
would it have worked?
What are you doing,
Somebody open a
Jude?
window. He's been in some big films. Eli Wallach, who's in The Misfits with Marilyn Monroe. He was in The Good, Bad and the Ugly. He's in The Holiday. He's done it all.
The 3 biggies.
Monroe,
Biggies.
Grant,
Doodle-doo, do-do-do.
Scroodenzitenzoo.
Scroodenzitenzoo.
all of my
Brilliant.
muscles tense just thinking about that scene.
Could you imagine?
What would our version of that? Our version of that would be somebody trying to chat you up by going, "I'm the scat man."
You wouldn't need foreplay with me if someone had done that.
I'm blue, dabba dee dabba dang, dabba dee dabba dang.
There's some brandy over there. Oh,
I think you're better than this than you think.
This film is fantastic.
What
He's
are
not
you
going to fucking
Oh,
eye shag us
he's
again, is he?
fucking done it.
Hey!
Of course
Happy
he
Christmas,
did.
everyone! We do hope you enjoyed these videos. Her accent's all funny. Just remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tell people about it. We've enjoyed it. Hope you have too. Let us know if you have. If you haven't, just keep quiet about it, I suppose. But we might do it again next year if if we're not visited by any guardian angels that can take us back to when we might have been happy. So give one final goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Happy
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
Love you.
Yeah, Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Roodle-dee-doo and scroodle-dee-doo.